All right, here we go. In the first round of the 2023 NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament in the Midwest, you got number 1 Houston taking on number 16 Northern Kentucky. With the tip, Houston wins it. They have the ball. Tremont Mark in the corner for 3. Can't get it to go. Juwan Roberts with the rebound. Back out. Sasser three-pointer. No good. Number 1, the Houston Cougars in the Midwest taking on the 16 North Kentucky Norse. In the first round on TNT, game just started. Houston won the tip. Could not make anything happen. Here's Northern Kentucky. They are the Horizon League tournament champions. As there is a foul on the floor. And Marcus Sasser, of course, was the big story coming into this game. The All-American senior guard for the Houston Cougars. Whether he was going to be playing or not in this game after suffering a groin injury a couple games back in the American Athletic Conference semifinal. And he is indeed playing and is in the starting lineup. Here's a three-pointer from the Norse. It's an air ball. Juwan Roberts, the junior, with the rebound inside, the 6'7" forward. Here is Sasser up to the point guard, Jamal Shed. The junior trying to find a way here. And he loses it out of bounds. Last touch by Northern Kentucky. It is Houston ball. Get to know the Norse. Of course, I did not even know that this college existed, to be honest with you. The Norse, their 3rd NCAA men's tournament appearance from Kentucky. Of course, Jamal Shed nearly turns it over. Jarris Walker being doubled, gets the ball back in the corner, turns it over. Not a good pass there from the freshman forward, Jarris Walker. Here come the Norse back the other way. Still scoreless. On the drive, on the layup, it is no good. Rebound there, Jarris Walker. Here comes Jamal Shed and the Cougars. Shed, coast to coast, can't get it to go. Sloppy start from the Cougars. Here come Northern Kentucky back the other way. They nearly lose it. Layup is good. Northern Kentucky puts up the first points of the game. Northern Kentucky with the first points. How about that? Houston 0 for 3 from the field early on. Juwan Roberts inside. Jarris Walker throws it down. There's Jarris Walker, the freshman, 19 years old, going to be an NBA lottery pick. At 6'8", he's immensely talented, can hit the three-pointer from 35%. Jarris Walker had 13 points in the American Athletic Conference title game. Here's a mid-range jumper that is short. Junior guard Tremont Mark on the rebound. Back the other way goes Houston. Here's Walker. Walker thinks about a three-pointer from the corner. Throws it back out to Tremont Mark, top of the key. Here is Mark on the drive, pulls back, gets it out to Walker. Walker's floater is good. Houston takes the lead. Jarris Walker with 4 early points for Houston. A huge weapon for head coach Kelvin Sampson. It was a great recruiting class for the Cougars, as getting Jarris Walker has been very, very great for them. Walker on defense now. Here's the runner, and he cannot finish the dunk. Rebound back to Kentucky. A deep three-pointer on its way, and it rattles in. How about that? A deep shot from the Norse. It is money. Vincent with the 3-ball from way downtown. Back out to Jamal Shed, the point guard. Throws it over. Tremont Mark from the corner. Kicks it back out. Shed, Sasser, corner three-pointer. Got it. Marcus Sasser, book it from downtown. Marcus Sasser with his first points of the game. Nails it from 3. Sasser shooting a good clip from downtown. Something that he specializes in. Something that Houston really needs. Here's another three-pointer. Got it. Northern Kentucky with back-to-back three-pointers. And they have the lead. 8-7 Norse on top of the Cougars so far. Houston's defense hasn't looked too great. The Norse making their big three-pointers. Here's Shed. Shed the other way. Attacks. High off the glass. Got it. To go. Jamal Shed. Improvise in the paint. Getting it done. Shed now on defense. That was an air ball floater. Here come the Cougars. Marcus Sasser on his way. Trying to see if his lateral movement is okay, and he looks to be okay right now. More than 5 minutes gone in the game so far. Houston up by 1. Marcus Sasser on the drive to Juwan Roberts, who can't finish it at the rim. And there's a frustrated Marcus Sasser. Kentucky has numbers. Open three-pointer from the corner, in and out. Northern Kentucky, of course, they have nothing to lose in this one, so they're just going all out here. Houston's starting to heat up from the field a little bit. Sasser one-on-one, making moves happen, gets it out. Tremont Mark, wide open three-pointer. No good. Rebound Kentucky. One thing that Houston struggled in last year's tournament was making threes, and they're not a great three-point shooting team besides Marcus Sasser. So that's a thing to watch out for if you're Houston. Jarris Walker on defense here. Shed trying to hold his own, and he does. And we have a timeout on the floor. How about Northern Kentucky from 3, making it a close one? Houston up by 1 early. It's been a good game so far. Houston is favored by quite a bit heading into this game, of course, being a number 1, going against a number 16. So Houston's got to continue to shoot good. Marcus Sasser making things happen early. Northern Kentucky, they were 14-6 in their conference, the Horizon League. A lot of these colleges that are not well known, they were 22-12 overall. Houston, of course, comes into this game with a 31-3 record, best in the country. Number 2 overall seed, the second number 1 seed in this tournament. Some other scores around March Madness so far. The other number 1 seeds, USC Alabama, beat up A&M Corpus Christi 96-75. The Kansas beating Howard 96-68. So the number 1 seeds are pretty good so far. We'll see if they can keep it up. Some major upsets today was the biggest one, of course, was Princeton, the number 15 seed from the Ivy League, beating number 2 Arizona, which was by far the craziest game today. There was also number 4 Virginia going down to number 13, which was quite an insane game. To Furman, I mean, that was quite impressive, as Virginia literally gave the game away. Houston, if they do advance, will have to play the winner of the Auburn versus Iowa, which ended up being the Tigers. And they would have to face the Tigers in the second round if they do end up winning this game. Houston, of course, the starting lineup: Jarris Walker, Juwan Roberts, Tremont Mark, Marcus Sasser, and Jamal Shed. As you take a look, Texas beats Colgate by 20, and they are headed to the second round of the NCAA tournament. 7 teams from Texas in this tournament, which is the most from any state. 3 teams scored 95 plus points in a game, only happened twice in the entire 2022 tournament. So shows these teams are really putting up the offensive numbers so far. Not too great defense. But we are in the Midwest region right now. Number 1, Houston, the Cougars, taking on the Northern Kentucky Norse. The 1 versus 16 matchup. Marcus Sasser is in the lineup. Acrobatic shot attempted, no good. Here comes the Cougars. On fast break, Sasser slows it down, resets from the top of the key. Here is Emmanuel Sharp, the freshman who came into the game. We also have Reggie Chaney. Sasser 3-pointer on its way. Nearly got it. Jairus Walker with a great rebound. Houston with another offensive rebound. They're the best offensive rebounding team in the country. Here's freshman Emmanuel Sharp, who can really shoot it. Shot clock is down to 5. Sasser back to Sharp. Down to 3, down to 2. Jairus Walker puts it up at the last second. It is a 24-second violation. Not a good position there for the Cougars. Got to show a little bit more awareness of the clock. Other games going on right now, you have the Louisiana Raging Cajuns taking on the Tennessee Volunteers, number 4 versus number 13 on CBS at this time. And that is going to be a foul on Emmanuel Sharp on Rhodes of Northern Kentucky. Here is Rhodes at the line. Xavier Rhodes. Shooting 53% from the line this season ties the game up. The 6'1" senior leading the Norse. 8 points per game, 4 assists, shooting 45% from the field. Knocks down both of those. And Kentucky with the lead, 10-9. Under 13 minutes to go here in the first half. Here is Shed way out of bounds. A terrible pass there from Jamal Shed as Kelvin Sampson looks on, very frustrated with that. Not sure what kind of pass that was. Sampson in his 9th season as head coach for the Cougars. 20-plus wins in a lot of the seasons he's had. And inside, wide open, no defense, and Kentucky gets another bucket to go in. Houston has not scored in the last 3 minutes. Here is Shed, floater, good to go. Jamal Shed gets that runner in. That's one of the shots he likes to go to quite a bit. Chris Brandon was left wide open on the previous play. Here's a top of the key 3 from Kentucky, no good. And they can't get the offensive rebound. They can't get the rebound as Kentucky gets the putback to go in. And they're up by 3. Vincent with offensive rebound and putback for the Norse. 14-11, Northern Kentucky over Houston. Sasser, Shed, Cheney, Sharp, and Walker in the game for the Cougars. Give it to Walker. Walker in the lane, gets the layup to go. Jairus Walker cutting his way through traffic. Back to a 1-point lead for Northern Kentucky. Houston shooting 50% from the field. Here is Warren, floater, short. Rebound there by Jairus Walker. Here is Jamal Shed, Sasser. Inside to Cheney, back out to Sharp. Cheney with the screen. Here is Jamal Shed, back out. Jairus Walker from the wing. His runner, good to go, but offensive foul on Jairus Walker. It was a good pass, but it's an offensive foul, isn't it? Got to be careful. Kentucky's playing tough. They have nothing to lose in this one, of course. So they're playing. This is certainly not going to be easy whatsoever. I mean, the amount of talk on Marcus Sasser coming into this game was ginormous. Literally, everyone was focused on him, and kind of rightfully so. The way the Cougars looked against Memphis in the American Athletic Conference championship game was not great. And Marcus Sasser, the Conference Player of the Year, the first team AP All-American, he's been amazing for them. Couldn't get anything done offensively, so we'll see Houston a little bit of a slow start, but it's still quite early. The other number one seeds didn't jump out, to such a dominant lead, so it's still quite early. Yeah, I mean, every team is good in March Madness. It's not, going to be an easy game, certainly. Last three tournaments for Houston, Elite Eight, Final Four, Sweet 16. So they've been quite successful, but just not showing enough at this point right now. Would have loved to see them show a little bit more. For 4 turnovers has really been the problem for Houston right now. Here is Kentucky, a deep three from the wing, way off. Rebound there by Reggie Chaney. 6th man of the year for the American Athletic Conference, the graduate. Here is Shed. Looks for Jawan Roberts. Inside, can't finish. Draws the foul. Shoot 2 free throws for the Cougars. Jawan Roberts at the line, the redshirt junior. At 6'7", he plays much bigger than he is. He's been a force to reckon with inside the paint, averaging 10 points, 8 rebounds. Jawan Roberts, 68% from the line. And he gets the first one to go. And he misses the second one, goes 1 for 2 at the line, and we have a tie game. Ten minutes to go here in the first half. A corner 3 on its way. No good. Another offensive rebound by Kentucky. Sam Vincent once again. You got to be able to control Sam Vincent here. Kentucky with the lead. Jawan Roberts inside. Chaney finishes at the rim. They're going to wave it off, and it was a foul before the play. Normally you see Houston get those rebounds, but they're just not jumping nor are in position, and Sam Vincent is ready to go in right there. So got to play harder for the Cougars. Sasser going to take a seat on the bench here. Here is Tremont Mark, who's back in the game for the Cougars. He is now doubled. Get it over to Sharp, back out to Shed. Shed on the wing, on the drive, attacks. Runner no good. Here goes Kentucky, back the other way, up ahead. Vincent, deep three, no good. Here is Shed, back the other way for Houston. On the drive, dishes it out. Shamon Mark can't finish. Juwan Roberts inside, puts it back up and in. Houston with the offensive rebound and gets it to go. Tie game. 16 all. Juwan Roberts now with 3 points. And Emmanuel Sharp goes on to the ground. Look out! What a shot that was from Xavier Rhodes. Sharp on the ground. As the bench goes wild for Northern Kentucky. Rightfully so. Shamon Mark doubled. Shot clock is down to 5 for Shed. Now Roberts, tough runner, got it. What a shot by Juwan Roberts. Now 5 points for him. That was tough. With the shot clock running down. How about that? Juwan Roberts making his presence felt so far. Here's Rhodes. And they call an offensive foul on him. Houston ball. A lot of Cougar red in the stands. Lots of Houston fans made their way over to Birmingham, Alabama for this game and potentially for the second round. As Rhodes is going to sit down on the bench. Here's Shed. 4 turnovers to only 1 for Northern Kentucky. That's been the difference so far. As a bad pass there from Jers Walker nearly turns it over. Last touch by the North Star stays Houston ball. And we have a TV timeout on the floor. Tie game, 18 all. But if the turnovers stop for Houston, they should be much better. I mean, it's not as if they're necessarily shooting so bad as of right now. Take a look at, Houston is shooting 50% from the field. It's just been the turnovers. Otherwise, they're relatively okay, offensive rebounding wise. Northern Kentucky was really piling it on. Sam Vincent on the boards has been crushing it for the Norse. Jers Walker so far leading scorer for Houston with 6. Juwan Roberts at 5 points and 4 rebounds. And of course, I'm sure they're going to be monitoring Marcus Sasser and, how long he's going to be playing in the game. And, definitely try and keep him in check, of course. But they do need him. we are back after the TV timeout. You can hear the University of Houston Spirit of Houston band pretty loud right now. Six points for Xavier Rhodes, 7 points for Sam Vinson for Northern Kentucky. As Houston with the ball, Jamal Shed, lots of traffic on him. Nice pass. Arsenault three-pointer on its way. No good. Rebound, Juris Walker. Back out Arsenault with Tremont Mark in the corner. Arsenault, the freshman guard in the game. He started in the American Athletic Conference Championship game. Tremont Mark, corner three-pointer. No good. Another offensive rebound. Juwan Roberts finishes at the rim. 7 points for Juwan Roberts. Now Houston's leading scorer as the Cougars get the lead back, 20-18. 7 minutes to go here in the first half. Number 1 Houston taking on number 16 Northern Kentucky. Away downtown three-pointer. Not a good shot right there. Wouldn't recommend that at all. As Houston gets the ball. Back once again. Juwan. Nice pass from Jamal Shed to Juris Walker with an epic throwdown at the rim. Beautiful from Jamal Shed, the point guard. Now Houston takes it up to a 4-point lead. This is where the Cougars need to pile it on. Another timeout as Shasta is pumped up. Cougars up by 4. This is the point where typically you would see number 1 seeds start to take it to the next level. So we'll see. Juris Walker with 8, Juwan Roberts with 7. Marcus Sasser, if you're keeping an eye on him, he's 1 for 3. He's on the bench right now. Jamal Shed with 4 assists. He's been great so far as the point guard. 1 bad turnover. But now I see Houston starting to get in a little bit of a groove here. As a lot of times Northern Kentucky's taking some ill-advised shots. I don't know why. They would be taking such a deep 3 at that point in the game. It doesn't make sense. So sometimes some strange decisions there, but that's why they're number 16. But Houston would be in Birmingham if they were to move on for the second round game against Auburn. Lots of Cougars fans there. Of course, you love to see that. Houston just seeming to be getting in the groove a little bit here. Jamal Shed dishing out 4 assists so far. Juwan Roberts and Juris Walker leading the way for the Cougars. As long as they, get the defensive rebound, because Northern Kentucky seems to be quick at getting those. As long as they can get that defensive rebound, go back the other way, they should be able to do their thing. And no turnovers. Those two are really killing them early in this game. So as long as they limit those two, they should be good for the rest of this game. But of course, it's March Madness. You can never count any team out. We've seen that earlier today with Arizona leading Princeton, and then Princeton came all the way back. That was quite impressive earlier today. But it was really, really great to see Marcus Sasser playing, and in the starting lineup. I'm sure they're keeping his minutes in check here. You have a lot of Texas teams in the region that Houston is in. You also have University of Texas. The Longhorns just moved on to the next round. They beat Colgate quite well. We have Texas A&M as well, who's going to be playing soon. So looking forward to seeing those two and seeing how far the Texas teams make it so far. They take a look at the previous play. Jamal Shed, the 6'1" point guard, going to work here with 4 assists so far in this game. Juwan Roberts attacking the boards and inside the paint. This was a great pass to Jarris Walker, who was wide open for the slam. Under 7 minutes to go here in this first half. Houston 22, Northern Kentucky 18. Northern Kentucky in black, Houston in white and red, white and scarlet. On the drive, on the attack, kick it back out. For Northern Kentucky, they're going to drive and not finish, but there's going to be a foul on what looks to be Juwan Roberts right there. It's actually a foul on Terrence Arsenault, excuse me. Northern Kentucky with the inbound. Deep three-pointer. No good. Another offensive rebound for the Norse. Kentucky just getting chances over and over. And great defense there by Jarris Walker there, but the Norse get it back. Shot clock is down to 3. Fadeaway jumper. But it's going to be an offensive foul there, as it is Cougars ball. Vincent with the turnover. Vincent's been quite active for Northern Kentucky. Here's Jamal Shed. Trying to find some room. Mid-range jumper, no good. Juwan Roberts inside. Doesn't get fouled, but he throws it away. And it is Norse ball, and they are on the attack. Another three-pointer from the wing. It's another air ball. You've seen quite a few air balls from Northern Kentucky here. Houston with another chance to grow their lead from 4. This is the chance if you're Houston to expand the lead. And they turn it over. Bad pass there by Juwan Roberts. And he loses the ball. Kentucky with another turnover. Jamal Shed has numbers. And he turns it over. Back-to-back-to-back turnovers. Not sure what is going on in this game. Very, very sloppy. Here's a three-pointer. No good. And that's a foul on Shed. 3 free throws for the Norse. Not too good there. Not sure what was going on. Can't keep turning the ball over. That was a very sloppy period of basketball that we just saw. Trey Robinson at the line for 3. He's hit a three-pointer today earlier. Hits the first free throw. He's 76% from the line, averaging 7 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting 39% from the field. The junior, 6'6", from Ohio. And misses the second free throw. 1 more upcoming. As Marcus Sasser is back in the game. For the Cougars. UCLA's game just started. The number 2 seed, UCLA, with this early 7-0 lead. Texas A&M going to be starting up at 9:15 today. He hits the second one, and it is a 2-point lead now for the Cougars. Tremont Mark with some half-court pressure. Mark finds Arsenault in the corner to Walker. Back out Sasser. Top the key three-pointer. Short. Rebound Arsenault with the putback. Terrence Arsenault, the freshman, with his first points of the game. Nice job there on the offensive boards. Houston back up to 4. Sasser, Mark, Arsenault, Walker, and Roberts in the game. As Sasser is turning around, Joe. Look at Jarris Walker with the epic block. Walker back the other way. He goes, blocking foul. Jarris Walker making his presence felt in this game. Epic block there by the big man, 6'8" freshman. Jarris Walker at the line for 2 free throws, already 8 points in this game. Walker hits the first free throw. Walker shooting 61% from the free throw line. 11.7 rebounds, 2 assists, shooting 47% from the field. And shooting 34% from downtown. Houston now up to its largest lead of the game by 6 with 4 minutes to go here in this first half, 26-20. (10-2) run for the Cougars. Another missed three-pointer there. Arsenal with the rebound off the tip. Here comes Marcus Sasser with the dribble. 20 rebounds for Houston compared to 11 for Northern Kentucky. Here is Mark. Nearly turns it over. Jarris Walker with the ball. Now, shot clock is down to 5. Walker. Tough floater, no good. And Juwan Roberts at the rebound. It's going to be a foul on Houston. Juwan Roberts. Another TV timeout. Houston up by 6, 26-20. Houston looking a little bit better, but sometimes those turnovers, can't have those turnovers. Jarris Walker's been great so far, 10 points. Has not been too quite aware of that shot clock. A couple of times he's dribbled it out to the under the shot clock and puts up a wild shot, so that needs to be figured out, but 10 points for Walker, 7 for Roberts. Tremont Mark hasn't done much yet. He's 0 for 3 from the beyond the arc, so would love to see him kind of heat up a bit. Both teams shooting very poor from three-point land. The Norse with 18%, Cougars 1 for 8 from 3. Houston being the number 1 seed, trying to pile it on here early in the first half. If you guys are enjoying the stream so far, be sure to hit the like and subscribe to my channel, and be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram at MG Sports Talk as well. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are on the game so far. It's been a bit of a slow start for Houston, but they've picked it up. According to ESPN, Houston has a 96% win probability entering so far in this game. They entered with a 98% win probability. Of course, that doesn't really mean much in March Madness, so. But, there are a couple of really interesting matchups in the Midwest region, if you were to talk about, reaching all the way to the Elite Eight, they would more than likely face Texas. You have a Texas versus Texas A&M matchup potentially in the second round this weekend, which would be really amazing. But I'm sure pretty stressful for both fan bases. That's been a great day of March Madness for sure. Princeton with the epic win. Virginia let down. Look at the points in the paint for Houston, 16 compared to 6 for the Norse. Houston going on a 10-2 run in the last 5 minutes. Let's look at those offensive rebounds. Best offensive rebounding team in the country. Jarris Walker making things happen. We also had Juwan Roberts doing his thing. Juwan Roberts had 6 rebounds. Jarris Walker with 5. Those two have been doing a lot of the damage. Juwan with 4 offensive rebounds, Jers with 2. Those two are the big guys on the team. Juwan is 6'7", I believe. Jers Walker is 6'8". Texas A&M has just started up their game. Number 7 seed taking on number 10. As Northern Kentucky's gonna start off with the ball here. 3 minutes to go in the first half. They drive, they attack. Putback is good by the Norse. Lead is down to 4. Marcus Sasser in the game. Arsenault, Mark, Walker, and Roberts. And Sasser nearly turns it over there. Didn't go off at Tremont Mark, went off at Robinson, number 1. As the Northern Kentucky head coach was right there in front of that. Did not agree with the call. Jamal Shea trying to find his way, looking back out to Sasser. Shot clock under 7. Here is Sasser. Trying to find some way to go, but cannot. And last second heave by Jamal Shea. And that's going to be a 24-second violation on Houston. That's their 3rd, I believe. Not great clock management. And Kelvin Sampson knows that, of course, preaching from the sidelines. Got to be able to decide what to do offensively earlier in this game. 3 points for Marcus Sasser, his first game after missing 2. Actually, 1.5 games. Houston with a good defense so far, and they do get the rebound. Nice job by Tremont Mark trying to hurry it up back the other way. And he loses the ball. Sloppy by Tremont Mark. That is a blocking foul. It's going to be an &1. The turnovers, like I said, Tremont Mark not having a great game so far. And Jamal Shea trying to play defense here, but they could have called an offensive foul there. I'm not so sure why that wasn't an offensive foul on Robinson. Looked like Jamal Shea was set right there at the line. I'm not sure why they call that a blocking foul, but either way, Northern Kentucky with a chance for a 3-point play the old-fashioned way. And it is back to a 1-point game, 25-26, with Houston on top. Robinson now with 8 points, leading the Norse. Jamal Shea with 2 fouls in the game. Shea with 4 points and 4 assists. 9 points off those 8 turnovers by Houston. Big reason why the game is as close as it is. Sasser, mid-range jumper bucket. Marcus Sasser doing his thing. Cougars back up by 3. Sasser with 5. Here is Vincent on the attack, guarded by Sasser. Vincent's mid-range jumper is pure. What a shot there. Sam Vincent with 7 points. As a timeout there on the floor by Houston with 1:20 to go. Houston's first timeout. And the Cougars only up by 1 with 1:20 to go. Lots of Cougars fans in the house. Obviously a great thing to see. Some Auburn fans looking to see who their next opponent is going to be. AT&T at the half coming up next. Now that is the worst possible sign you could see if you're a Cougars fan. As Marcus Sasser came on the sideline, was grimacing a bit with his groin. That is exactly not what you want to see right now. Best player going out with some uncomfortable feeling as Jamal Shea turns it over. Marcus Sasser suffered that groin injury last week in the semifinal. Versus Cincinnati, obviously in a lot of pain at that moment, got up and, rested the next game, and now he's grimacing a little bit there again, which is why he called himself off the court. Not a great sign at all, with Houston only up by 1. I'd be a little bit concerned. Here's Kentucky, three-pointer, no good. Rebound there by Terrence Arsenault, the freshman, gets it out to Shed. About a 13-second difference between shot and game. Here is Shed. Nice bucket there. Jamal Shed with a much-needed 2 points for Houston, back up by 3. Last possession here of the first half, more than likely. Here is Xavier Rhodes, top of the key guard by Shed. As he loses the ball, and it's going to stay Northern Kentucky ball. Not sure why. Jamal Shed. That was a huge bucket. Got to realize that. Going to be inbound here by Xavier Rhodes. 7 seconds to go. And he inbounds it to Juwan Roberts, who gets it. Houston with the ball. Clock down to 1. Shed at the horn. Nearly got it. And that will do it for the first half, with Houston up by 3 on a late bucket by Jamal Shed. Cougars up 30-27 over the Northern Kentucky Norse. Northern Kentucky's got to feel good about themselves, only down by 3 at the half, to the number 2 team in the country. Yeah, it's kind of been a sloppy first half from Houston, and then the late injury to Marcus Sasser was not good to see again. Seemed to have aggravated that groin injury again. He shook his head, so Houston may not have Sasser for the second half. They're going to have to try and do it without him. If so, led by Jarius Walker with 10, Juwan Roberts with 7. Up by 3 at the moment at halftime. Big problem has been that turnovers, 9 turnovers for Houston compared to 4 for Northern Kentucky. And Northern Kentucky's got a lot of points off of that, which has been the problem. And it certainly doesn't help if Sasser is going to have injury issues in the second half. So you're up by 3, but still a lot to be concerned about if you're the Cougars. A lot of work needs to be done. Haven't played great at all. Points leaders for the first half, Jarius Walker with 10 points. And Sam Vincent with 9 for the Northern Kentucky Norse. Jarius Walker 4 to 5 from the field. 10 points, 5 rebounds, 1 foul. Juwan Roberts, 7 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. Jamal Shed, 6 points, 4 assists, and 2 personal fouls. Marcus Sasser with 5 points before going out. Terrence Arsenault with a couple. Well, we'll see what Houston can do. You got to control the ball better, of course, if you're the Cougars. Just don't turn the ball over. And if you're without Sasser for the second half, I don't know what you're going to do. You're going to have to try and find a way to get things done offensively. Because, even with just having him on the floor, it's such a big difference. So, kind of concerned here. What do you guys think of this first half so far? It's been pretty close, more closely than I thought it would be. Houston only up by 330 to 27. Just been those turnovers. And, the lack of awareness on the shot clock's been a problem as well. We are at the halftime show. AT&T 5G at the half. A lot of games tonight. Norris had some good buckets, getting some offensive rebounds and, getting some good shots offensively occasionally. I'm not sure if it was on that stop and pop mid range jumper where Sasser re injured that again. I am not sure, but we'll see. Yeah, it's just disappointing, man. I mean, that groin injury, they were just talking about it here at the half, and they're saying it's easily a muscle that can be re-injured again. And I mean, it's just really unfortunate. You have such a talented team, such a talented roster, and I'm not sure what if Sasser is going to be playing at all here in the second half. Yeah, I mean, they're perfectly right saying the two big guys inside, Jarris Walker and Juwan Roberts. Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for joining. Appreciate you. Yeah, so I mean, Juwan Roberts and Jarris Walker, these two are the leading scorers for Houston. They're the reason why they're leading this game right now. They're gonna have to keep controlling it inside the paint, and you're gonna have guys like they're saying at the half who are gonna get the ball that don't really are used to holding the ball that often, and it's gonna be important when you're missing shots that Juwan Roberts and Jarris Walker finish at the rim. So they need to play better defense on occasion, especially on the inside when they get the try and get the defensive rebound. They're giving extra shots to Northern Kentucky, which is not what you want to see at this point. So a lot of work to do if you're the Cougars. You do have the lead, but it's very, very close. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're up, but it's going to be a close second half. I think at this point, Houston just might end up winning barely. It's going to be a close second half, I would say. Um, Jamal Shed has to do a better job of not turning the ball over. Houston has to be more aware of the shot clock and when to shoot it. There are a couple of times there where they didn't do it on time, and just get those rebounds. Don't allow the North second chances. I mean, that's really it, and they can win this game. I mean, if Marcus Sasser's not 100%, obviously you want him to sit down because he's so good when he attacks the rim. And then he shoots a 3-pointer, right? So that's what his game is all about. So we'll see. We'll see. It's gonna be a close game. So definitely stick around. You don't want to look too far ahead, but if Houston were to end up winning this game, you're gonna have Auburn next game. So that's really tough, especially without Sasser. He's not even gonna have that many days to get ready. That game would probably be on a Saturday, I would think, if they were to win this one. So it's really unfortunate because you were having such a magical season, right? And then he goes down a couple days before the tournament. And, Marcus Sasser means so much to the program. And, he's really the reason why they're number one at this point. So it's disappointing, but they're going to have to find a way at this point. I mean, that's what teams did. That's what they did last year, without Sasser for long term and without Tremont Mark. So the thing is, they had big time scores. You had guys like Tajay Moore step up huge. They're going to need guys like Jarris Walker or Jamal Shed or, Tremont Mark's going to have to play a whole lot better than he did in this first half. 0 points, couple of turnovers, not good. As you take a look at Tennessee versus Louisiana, the number 4 versus number 13 in the East, the Raging Cajuns keeping it close, but the Volunteers, jumping ahead. Volunteers in control at this point. But Louisiana just not going away. So that game is going to be quite interesting. People had Louisiana winning that one too. Some people had the upset alert. But Tennessee now comfortably up by 11 at the half. I mean, you take a look at these other teams being comfortably up at the half, and then Houston up by 3 at the half against the number 16. So just so interesting this time of year. I mean, my bracket is completely busted in shambles at this point, with the Virginia upset, with the Princeton upset. I had picked, West Virginia to win. I had picked, Charleston to upset San Diego State. None of that happened. So my bracket is completely destroyed. As, there are only 0.06 brackets, which are okay right now, I believe. I mean, all the brackets are done at this point. Did any of you guys do the brackets? If so, how are you guys doing? Because mine is like destroyed badly. I'm not sure if anyone still has a perfect bracket at this point. Yeah, it looks like somebody still has a perfect bracket. Someone predicted Princeton, which is quite insane. Yeah, there's still people out there with perfect brackets, so it's quite interesting. There are very few brackets which are perfect. I think they're about 79, probably about 20 to 25 brackets which are still intact at this point. So it's crazy. I'm sure Kelvin Sampson's going to have a great conversation with this team, so we'll see. Yeah, for sure. I mean, Arizona was such a fraudulent team. I mean, number two, you lose to an Ivy League team like that. That's honestly quite embarrassing to say the least. But hats off to Princeton for sure. Just so hard to predict in this tournament. But the other number one seeds, they're able to win by 20 plus. I doubt Houston's going to have to do that. This is going to be a close game all the way to the finish, in my opinion. I mean, that's just how it's going to be. But we'll see. I'm sure they're going to be making adjustments and similarly, so we'll see. Just waiting for the second half to start. It's a typically a long commercial break within these college games, so got a fun-filled week as Houston is ready to come out here in the second half, up by 3, 30 to 27 over the number 16 Northern Kentucky, number 1 Houston back in action. The Midwest regional bracket. Hey, the Longhorns are really good today. They look good. They're one of the favorites. There's a good chance Houston could play them in the Elite Eight. I'm not so sure how far Houston can make it, but we'll see. Texas is looking quite good, in my opinion. They're a really good team. Won the Big 12 quite easily, so we'll see. I wonder who Texas is playing next. Oh, they're gonna Texas A&M versus Penn State. Yeah, of course. Yeah, the Texas versus Texas A&M game is going to be insane in the second round. That would be an insanely good game in the second round. That's quite early. No, Texas plays the winner of Penn State and A&M. Houston would play the winner. Houston is going to play Auburn. Houston plays the winner of Auburn versus Iowa, and Iowa lost, so it's going to be Auburn if they do end up winning this one. But it's going to be Texas versus Texas A&M, in my opinion. That's going to be epic. But I feel like Houston's probably going to win this by a similar score, maybe 3 points, maybe 5 points, and maybe they just blow this one up and, destroy Northern Kentucky. We'll just have to see. It's just really unpredictable without Sasser. Because I doubt that Sasser would play, honestly. Didn't seem too great. Didn't seem too happy about it. Obviously, he's not happy, but just didn't seem too great at all. But my bracket had Houston versus Alabama in the final round. Yeah, I mean, they always say that because we're in the American Athletic Conference. It's not a great conference. Now we're going to be in the Big 12. So they played some good team. I mean, Memphis is a really good team, and Virginia is a good team too. We beat those two. Alabama, we were up by 15 in that game before blowing it late. So we were by far the most consistent team in the whole country. I mean, 31-3, that's not easy, right? So they had the most quad one and quad two wins over Kansas. So I think they deserved where they belong. I think Alabama is, the number one in my opinion. They deserve it. I mean, they tore through the SEC and the SEC championship game over A&M. So Alabama deserves it. I think Houston's right where they should be. People are going to say that just because of the conference that we're in. And it's been proven that the teams can get it done because we made it to the Final Four in 2021 and the Elite Eight just last year. So, I mean, this team can get big wins. It's not like they cannot do it. But yeah, that's a good question for sure. But yeah, for Houston, 3 keys: no turnovers, of course, get those offensive rebounds, and just just get those rebounds. Honestly, that's like a huge key in this game. Just get the offensive rebounds and defensive rebound. Most importantly, cannot give Northern Kentucky another shot, and just be mindful of the play clock and don't turn it over. Looks like Marcus Sasser is sitting on the bench to start this one. He's on the bench to start the second half. We'll see how much he's going to be doing that. Doesn't seem too comfortable right now. Houston going to be starting off with the ball to start this second half, up by 3, 30-27. Number 1 versus number 16. Yeah, the Big 12 is going to be really tough next year. It's a completely different conference, but this team's proven to get it done at the highest level. As there's Jawan Roberts to the coast, gets it done. Now he seems to be holding the groin as well. Not sure what is going on, but we'll see. Houston up now by 5, 32-27. Great start for the second half. Push off, and that is a bucket there by the Norse. Nice answer there. Nice shot. Winston just continues to put up points for Northern Kentucky. Here's Jamal Shed on the attack. His floater too strong, no good. Vincent with the rebound up ahead. Here's Xavier Rhodes to Robinson in the corner for 3. Looks good, won't go. There's Terrence Arsenal, the freshman, looks to be getting the start in the second half for the Cougars. He was starting in the AAC Conference Championship game last week, and here he is again, the freshman. Jamal Shed looks to be doubled here, trapped. Gets it over Juwan Roberts. Arsenal open for 3 in the corner, no good. And that is going to be a rebound there by Northern Kentucky. Nice job fighting for the ball. That is a deep 3-pointer, way short. Robinson with the rebound. Back out to Warwick. Warwick on the attack, no good. Put back, no good. And they get another offensive rebound. Robinson's 3-pointer, good! Buckets! Northern Kentucky has tied the game up. When you give Kentucky 3 shots at getting the basket, I'm sure you know what's going to happen. And that's one of the keys. You cannot allow Northern Kentucky to keep getting this basketball over and over. A nice catch there by Jerris Walker. Throws it up ahead to Tremont Mark. 32 all. Shot clock is down to 3. Mark, nice shot there. Cougars with the lead. 34-32. This is going to be close right to the finish. Tremont Mark finally gets on the board. That's his second 2 points of the game. Vincent tries to face the 3-pointer. Warwick, his runner is good. Got the roll. Tied up again at 34. In the Midwest, the first round of the NCAA men's basketball tournament, number 1 Houston, number 16 Northern Kentucky, all tied up. at 34. 17 minutes to go here in the second half. And that's a turnover. Tremont Mark with another turnover. Robinson on the attack. He is on the attack, and Mark is called for another foul. Robinson. Kentucky with possession. I am not sure what's going on here. Still sloppy basketball from the Cougars. Hasn't been a good showing. Arsenault heading off to the bench. And that is a terrible pass there by Xavier Rhodes. Turnover, Houston ball. Tied at 34. Reggie Chaney checking in, 6th man of the year in the American Athletic Conference for the Cougars. As now Juwan Roberts seems to be having some issues. I mean, this is the worst time for injuries. I mean, Sasser like that, now Juwan Roberts. I mean, these two are critically important players of the team. This is going to be a physical game. Jamal Shedd's going to have to carry. Shedd's runner can't get the roll. Tip. Nice rebound there by Reggie Chaney. His shot is good. Great bucket there by Reggie Chaney off the bench. Cougars get back on defense. Xavier Rhodes. Emmanuel Sharp now in the game for the Cougars. Here's Vincent. Robinson now with the spin. He nearly loses it. Nice job there by Shedd. Northern Kentucky with the inbound. Shot clock is under 7. Vincent, deep three-pointer. Nice rebound there by Tremont Mark. Back the other way go the Cougars. Here is Mark. And he turns it over again. That's his 3rd turnover of the game. Tremont Mark has not been great. Nice block there by Jamal Shedd. 3-on-1, the one wins. Shedd tries to lob it. It is blocked, and Northern Kentucky gets it right back. Now they have numbers back the other way. And he misses it, but it's going to be a foul on Tremont Mark. Tremont Mark not having a great game at all for the Cougars whatsoever. Cougars only up by 2. TV timeout. Only 2 points for Tremont Mark. He's not been getting it done so far in the game. Just being honest here. He's turned the ball over more than once, I swear. Just got it. They're making the same mistakes as they did, in the first half. Yeah, man, they're not looking good to say the least, that's for sure. Yeah, man, I mean, Juwan Roberts seems like he might have gotten injured, so not looking good for Houston, absolutely. Only up by 2. They got to be better. They just cannot turn the ball over. That's been the issue, and then it's been the same problems. Northern Kentucky getting the ball back, getting extra possessions, and they're making them pay. And then Houston turning the ball over and just playing careless. I mean, you just don't see this from the Cougars typically. That's not, their brand of basketball. So quite frustrating if you're a Houston fan in this one. Cougars with 12 total turnovers in this game compared to 5 for the Norse. 8 fouls as well. It's not like Houston is shooting bad. I mean, they're shooting 47%, which is not bad. The thing is 1 for 9 from 3. It's not like 3-pointers going in for Houston as well. That was the problem last time as well. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream. If you are, be sure to like, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to follow me on social media, Twitter and Instagram at MG Sports Talk. And we are back after the TV timeout. Number 1, Houston, up by 2 only, 36-34 over number 16, Northern Kentucky, Norse. You take a look at Houston, they're definitely off their game. They average about 10 turnovers per game, and now they're 12 already. They force 14 per game. They only forced 5, and typically have 17 points off those turnovers, and they've only had 4 so far in this game. Just has not looked good. Marcus Sasser doesn't seem to be returning anytime soon in this game. Houston only up by 1. We're in the Midwest region. First round of March Madness 2023. Check on the scoreboard. Texas A&M is down bad to PSU, 31-20. A&M down by 11. Northern Kentucky at the line for free throw. Warwick gets that first one to go in. Warwick hits both, and we are tied again at 36. Great job to break the trap by Jarris Walker. Jamal Shed turns it over again. And all Kelvin Sampson can do is look on. I mean, I'm not sure what Jamal Shed is doing. That's just a terrible pass. Another turnover by Jamal Shed. 3 turnovers. I mean, yeah, it's been bad for him. Northern Kentucky with a chance to take the lead. 3 turnovers the last 4 possessions. That's been the problem. That's been the whole problem if you're the Cougars. Here's Warwick. Step back 3. In and out. Nearly went in. And here is Tremont Mark, the junior guard, now trapped. Nearly traveled. Back out to Shed, who has not played good in the second half. Cougars fans seemingly getting restless a little bit. Cheney inside, and now he turns it over. 4 turnovers in the last 5 possessions, and this is just really bad for the Cougars. I mean, they are not looking like a number 1 team at all. I am not sure what's going on in this one. Turnover after turnover for Houston. And they keep giving Northern Kentucky more chances. Now 14 turnovers in this game. The Northern Kentucky North with a chance to take the lead again. Here's Warwick. Back to Vincent. Another deep 3-pointer. That is short. Cannot get the roll. Nice rebound there by Jarris Walker. Houston just doesn't seem set offensively. It doesn't seem like they know what they're doing exactly. Jamal Shed, top of the key 3-pointer. Gets the roll. Much needed 3-pointer for the Cougars. Gets the soft touch and roll. Second 3-pointer of the game for the Cougars. Back up by 3. Needed that bounce. Here's Robinson on the attack. Kicks it out, and that is a turnover by Kentucky. Northern Kentucky. Here's a chance for Houston to get the lead up to 2 possessions here. 13.5 minutes to go here. This was a top of the key 3 by Jamal Shed. Nice soft touch. Doesn't look like Juwan Roberts got a touch. Good to see Juwan Roberts back in the game for the Cougars as well. That was Houston's second three-pointer of the game. They're now 2 for 10 from 3. Now here's Jarris Walker in the corner. Back out to Shed on the wing. Shed tries another three-pointer. Comes up short. Blocked. Juwan Roberts. He is blocked. That's going to be a foul. Houston suddenly seems to know. That was a clean block there. Nice block. As Juwan Roberts going to head to the line for 2. 2 shots for Juwan Roberts. Currently has 9 points in this game. The junior redshirt, 6'7". Been critical for the Cougars. Knocks down that first one. Houston hits 40. Roberts hitting 68% from the charity stripe. Been critical for the Cougars recently. 10 points, 8 rebounds for Houston. And Roberts gets the roll in the second, and the Cougars are up by 5 now, 41-36. Juwan Roberts now with 11 points in this game, hits double digits. Here's Xavier Rhodes. Back out to Warwick, excuse me. Jamal Shed on defense for the Houston Cougars. Warwick on the drive, kicks it back out. Robinson three-pointer from the wing, no good. And last touch there by the Norse, who tumbles over the board, over the media box. My goodness. What an adventure that was. Goes flying over the media board. Look out. My goodness, flying through the air. Look out. Houston with the ball, up by 5. Good chance here for Houston to break it open a little bit more. Meanwhile, Texas A&M is getting destroyed by PSU, 38-20. Here's Mark, three-pointer from the wing, short. Juwan Mark hitting 35% from 3, cannot knock that one down. And here the Norse, here's Warwick, guarded by Emmanuel Sharp. 5 minutes without scoring for Kentucky. Warwick tries a three-pointer. That is too strong, and the rebound, unable to come up there, is Juwan Roberts, something that Houston has been known to be good at, just unable to come up with it. Here's Warwick on the drive, and he is called, Jamal Shed is called for another foul. Jamal Shed now with 3 fouls in this game. As we have a TV timeout on the floor. Houston, at least they're up by 5 right now, 41-36. Looking a little bit better, but still way too close for comfort. It's been a much closer game than really anyone would have thought heading in, but that's the way it is sometimes in March Madness. They've only been one, I believe, number 16 seed to upset a number 1 seed. That was UMBC a while back versus Virginia. I believe that was in 2018, where Virginia was number 1 seed. UMBC upset them in the first round. That's, I think, the only time that has happened so far. Northern Kentucky trying to become the second team to do so. Roberts with 11, Walker with 10, the 2 Cougars with double-digit points so far in the game. If you guys are enjoying the stream, be sure to hit the like, subscribe to my YouTube channel for all Houston sports content and much more. And be sure to follow me on social media, Twitter and Instagram at MGSportsTalk. take a look at some scores around March Madness, shall we? We have UCLA dominating over UNC Asheville 46-25. Texas A&M not looking great so far, losing 38-22 at the half to Penn State. And Tennessee, the Volunteers, up by 18 against the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana. Earlier today, Texas beat Colgate by 20. Saw Duke dominate over Oral Roberts. Auburn advancing in a close game versus Iowa, of course. The two great upsets today. Furman over Virginia and Princeton over Arizona. As we are back in Birmingham, Alabama, number 1 Houston taking on number 16 Northern Kentucky in the first round of the Midwest region in March Madness 2023. Houston up by 5, 41-36. Juwan Roberts and Jarris Walker, the two big guys, 21 points, 8 out of 10 from the field, leading the Cougars. The rest of the team only has 20 points. You see Tremont Mark hasn't had a great game, 1 for 6, only 2 points, 2 personal fouls, couple of turnovers. He needs to step up, number 12 for Houston. Here's Vincent on the attack. Vincent, wide open lane to drive. Not sure where Jamal Shedd's defense was, but easy up and in for Sam Vincent. Vincent now at 13, leading the Norse with points. Here's Juwan Roberts, cross court. Emmanuel Sharp, 3-pointer on its way, rattles in. Emmanuel Sharp from downtown. And the Cougars have the largest lead of the game, up by 6, 44-38. Much needed shot there from Emmanuel Sharp. That's Houston's third 3-pointer. They are 3 out of 11 from downtown. Here is Xavier Rhodes being doubled. Back out Warwick. 3-pointer on his way short. Rebound by Houston. There is Juwan Roberts with his 9th rebound of the game. Houston up by 6, looking to make it more with under 11 minutes to go here. Juwan Roberts looking where to go. Gets it back out. Sharp, another 3-pointer. Got it! Swish! Emmanuel Sharp with back-to-back 3-pointers. He's caught fire for the Cougars. Timeout on the floor. Houston up by 9, their largest lead of the game. 47-38. Here come the Cougars. Exactly what Houston needs. Emmanuel Sharp, the freshman, catching fire from downtown. 2 out of 2, Houston now. The freshman from Tampa, 6'3" guard, has shot 34% from 3 on the season. It's been great to see. Exactly what the Cougars needed. 6 points for Emmanuel Sharp, 2 out of 2 from downtown off the bench. Houston up 47-38. Roberts with 11. Walker with 10. Sharp with 6. Shedd with 9 points. Problem with Shedd is he's had 5 turnovers. Mark has 3 turnovers. That's been the problem for Houston, but they are up good right now by 9, looking to continue to make it more at this point. Seems like Houston has found a way offensively. He's a good 3-point shooter. Great job there by Emmanuel Sharp. The Northern Kentucky Norse haven't scored. They've only had 1 field goal in the last 7 minutes, roughly. Huge scoring drought for them as Houston's up by 9. With about 10 minutes to go, Xavier Rhodes from the top of the key. Step back mid-ranger. Looking good is good. Northern Kentucky hits 40. Back out to Tremont Mark. Houston up by 7. Jairus Walker in the game for the Cougars. Walker's runner can get the roll, and they cannot get the rebound. Here's Xavier Rhodes and the Norse back the other way. Xavier Rhodes on the drive. 3-pointer on its way. In and out. Nice rebound there by Tremont Mark. That is his 5th rebound. Tremont Mark on the game. Under 10 to go here. Houston only up by 7 now. Mark with the screen bum. Jairus Walker, Juwan Roberts air ball. And that is last touch by Northern Kentucky. Stays Houston ball. Up by 7. With 7 on the shot clock. Emmanuel Sharp again, back out. Shed, 3-pointer on its way. Way off, no good. Rebound there by Xavier Rhodes, back the other way. Here's Sam Vincent. Guarded by Sharp, back out. Here's Warwick. Warwick with some moves on the drive. His layup, no good. Rebound there by Juwan Roberts. Here comes Houston. Under 9 to go. Up by 7 in the first round of the Midwest region in the NCAA men's tournament bracket. Here's Jairus Walker. His floater is good. Houston back up by 9. Jairus Walker making his presence felt. Now 12 points, leading the Cougars. 6 rebounds as well to go with it for the freshman forward. Here is Vincent in the corner. He is trapped, got it out. Here is Warwick. Warwick now looking, gets it back out. There's Brandon with a 3-pointer from way outside. That was a huge shot. That was Tron Faulkner, excuse me. That was a huge 3-pointer. That's the only bench points that the Norse have had all game. Houston with 10 bench points. 49-43 Houston. Under 8 to go. Shed making moves. Kicks it back out. Jairus Walker, the shot clock down to 2. Walker back out. Sharp has to put up a footer. Got it. Nailed it. Emmanuel Sharp with 8 points now. Quick off the bench. Houston crosses the 50-point threshold. And there's Rhodes with a tough 3-pointer. Winston now tries his 3. In and out. Rebound there by Roberts. Goes sky high to get it. Houston up by 8, 51-43. Emmanuel Sharp with a quick 8 points off the bench. He has been critical for the Cougars. Here's Shed on the drive. His layup got it to go! Jamal Shed! And the Cougars have taken a double-digit lead. Up by 10, 53-43 with 7 minutes to go. That's what Jamal Shed needed to do. Nice ball handling, finishes at the rim. Cougars up by 10. Looking much more comfortable for the Cougars now. 53-43 is your score with 7 minutes to go. Jarris Walker with 12 points, 6 rebounds. Jawan Roberts with a double-double, 11 points, 10 rebounds. Jamal Shed with 11 points and 6 rebounds. The only issue on Jamal Shed's game was those 5 turnovers, 3 for Tremont Mark, 3 personal fouls for Jamal Shed as well. For the Norse, 13 points for Sam Winson, 11 for Robinson. He had Faulkner off the bench, hit a 3-pointer. Cougars suddenly have hit 29% from 3, 4 for 14 after shooting 11% at one point. Shooting 49% from the field compared to 31% for the Northern Kentucky Norse. That's a big difference in this game. Got to give credit to Emmanuel Sharp. He's perfect from the field, 8 points. So critical off the bench. Cougars with 12 points off the bench. As long as Houston doesn't turn the ball over and get those rebounds on the defensive side of the ball, they should be okay. For the rest of the game, you guys are enjoying, be sure to like, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to follow me on social media at MG Sports Talk on Twitter and Instagram. For all your latest Houston sports content as well as interviews. I have interviewed Marcus Sasser. If you haven't checked that out, be sure to go check it out on my channel. Marcus was a great interview, for sure. But Houston looks to be much more in control now. With 7 minutes to go here in the second half, Houston has outscored the Norse 23-16 so far in the second half. Kentucky only has 1 timeout left. As you take a listen to the Cougar Brass, Spirit of Houston Band. Emmanuel Sharp, the freshman, got to give credit to him. He made a huge difference in this game. Freshman guard, 6'3" out of Tampa. You know, he's only averaging 6 points, 2 rebounds a game, but guy can shoot, averaging around 34% from 3. Also, 89% from the free throw line. Got to give credit to that as well. As soon as Emmanuel Sharp started making those buckets, everything changed. If I'm Cohen Sampson, I'd keep him in instead of Arsenault. Faulkner with inbound here for Northern Kentucky, down by 10. Biggest deficit of the game for the Norse. Under 7 to go. Xavier Rhodes back out. Winson, 3-pointer on its way, no good. Gets his own rebound, another offensive rebound. Xavier Rhodes, top the key 3, too strong. And a rebound there by Jawan Roberts once again. That is his 11th. Shed looking on the wing, back out to Tremont Mark, who needs to have a better game. Looking to make a couple of shots here. Shot clock is down to 3. Shed's going to have to put up a 3-pointer here. Sidestep, deep 3 on its way. Nearly no good, and Tremont Mark finishes it, but that is a 24-second violation. Another one that has to be the 4th 24-second violation on the Cougars. Their time management has just not been too great. Six minutes to go with Houston up by 10 in the Midwest region. First round of the NCAA men's basketball tournament. Number 1, Houston. Number 16, Northern Kentucky. Here's Warwick, top of the key 3. And that is too strong off the top of the backboard. Well, they called a foul on Houston there. Wait a second. Looks like Warwick's going to head to the line. Warwick with 4 points in this game. He has been having a not so great shooting performance, a 6'2" junior guard out of Lexington. As it's going to stay Northern Kentucky ball. Inbound it to Vincent. Here's Xavier Rhodes. Warwick's three-pointer tried to bank it in, couldn't get it. Another offensive rebound, this time by Robinson. His floater in and out. It was last touched by Northern Kentucky, and that's going to be Houston ball. Up by 10, under 6. Marquez Warwick, 1 for 14. An abysmal shooting percentage today for him. .553 to go. Houston up 53-43. With possession, Emmanuel Sharp in the game for the Cougars. With Jamal Shed. Marcus Sasser has not played at all in the second half. And Shed with his 6th turnover of the game. Back the other way, Vincent finishes coast to coast, and the Norse get back on the board. Leads down to 8. Here goes Emmanuel Sharp, Juwan Roberts, here's Walker. You have Arsenal in the game for Houston as well. 16 turnovers for the Cougars. They're only averaging about 10. 6 more already with 5:20 to go. Going to give it back out to Sharp, who's sitting up high top of the key. Now moves to the wing. Deep three-pointer. Too strong. Trying kind of a heat check there, I'd assume. And here is Xavier Rhodes back there. The Winston wide open 3. Too strong. And Robinson is fouled by Emmanuel Sharp. That is his first foul of the game. The Northern Kentucky Norse, they have severely struggled from three-point range. 4 for 28, shooting 14%. Houston, 25% from beyond the arc. Xavier Rhodes going to be inbounding it for the Norse, up down by 9 with under 5 minutes to go. I mean, down by 8, excuse me. Back out to Vincent. Here is Robinson. And he is denied, but offense rebound, no good. But they're going to call a foul again. I'd be on Arsenal here. That would be his second foul, I would think. As Kelvin Sampson, of course, preaching, definitely seems to be upset quite a bit about something. As Warwick tries another 3. This time he connects! Warwick with his second bucket of the game. And that is a much-needed 3 for Northern Kentucky. Now only down by 5, 53-48. Shed tied up. And Houston has to call a timeout. Warwick finally connects from downtown after many, many tries. Only down by 5. We'll see. Houston trying to hang on here. Yep. They've definitely played a lot better in the second half for sure, but it's still a close one. Northern Kentucky trying to get back in this one. And yeah, for sure, they definitely need those rebounds. As long as they get those rebounds, play strong defense, they should be okay with an occasional bucket. They're just hanging in there, up by 5. That was a huge three-pointer just now, and then Houston had to call timeout. Just the 5th three-pointer for the Norse. 5 out of 29. Houston's only tried 16 threes. Northern Kentucky's tried 29 of those. As long as Jamal Shead doesn't turn the ball over, he has 6 turnovers in this game. They should be fine. We'll see. Shead also has 3 fouls, so he doesn't need to be careful with that as well. Emmanuel Sharp already picked up 2 quick fouls as well. He has 8 if you didn't notice already. If you guys are enjoying, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for all your latest in Houston sports as well as interviews, and be sure to give me a follow on social media, Twitter and Instagram at NG Sports Talk. It's been a fun game, though. I'll give it that for sure. Definitely didn't expect it between a 1 and a 16 seed. Yeah, I agree. I think if they play slow, that would work better, but they do need to get a quality shot off. They can't just let the clock off because there still is, enough time. 4 minutes to go. So we'll see. Packed schedule tomorrow as well. On this date in 2018, pretty unauspicious if you're Houston. Number 16 UMBC defeated number 1 Virginia in the first round. They are, in the history of March Madness, the only number 16 seed to beat a number 1 Northern Kentucky, trying to become the second 16 seed to do so. Cougar basketball up by 5, 53-48. 4 minutes to go in this one in the first round. Jamal Shead, Jairus Walker, Juwan Roberts, Emmanuel Sharp, as Jairus Walker with the throwdown at the rim. Beautiful find there as Houston gets a quick bucket. 55-48. Jairus Walker finishes. And Robinson nearly threw it down on the alley-oop for Northern Kentucky, but he couldn't finish. There was no alley-oop, excuse me. That's Jairus Walker with another monstrous block. Jairus Walker having himself some kind of game today. They inbound. Here is Warwick with the shot clock down to 5. Warwick, another top of the key 3, short. Rebound there by Vincent. Warwick again. Blocking foul on Emmanuel Sharp. That's his 3rd. In Northern Kentucky continues to get the offensive rebounds. But going back to Jairus Walker, 12.6 rebounds, 1 assist. Cup 2 blocks in this game as well for Jairus Walker. As Warwick is going to head to the line, the junior 6'2" guard from Lexington. He is averaging 19 points per game. He's been great for them, just having a really off game for the Norse. Connects on the free throw. He's been shooting 81% from the free throw line. Made both, and it is back to a 5-point game. Both teams over the 50-point mark. Three and a half minutes to go. Jamal Shead, that's a good pass there Mark with an easy bucket. Nailed it. Tremont Mark now with 4 points in the game. Houston up by 7. Xavier Rhodes back out Robinson, guarded by Jairus Walker. Robinson tries a 3. That is an air ball. Rebound there by Tremont Mark. And Houston looking to melt this clock off. Tremont Mark now with 6 rebounds and 4 points. Just keep that clock going. Under 3 minutes to go here. Houston 3 for 8 from downtown. Northern Kentucky 3 for 19 from beyond the arc. Tried a lot. Nearly a turnover again by Tremont Mark. That would have been his 3rd. Shot clock is down to 4, and we have a foul on the floor that is going to be on Vinson. Houston up by 7, 57-50. 10 on the shot clock. Juwan Roberts double back out Shed. Shot clock is down to 4. Shed trying to attack. Fadeaway jumper from the wing. Swish! Jamal Shed with a clutch bucket. He now has 13 in the game. Jamal Shed. What a huge shot for Houston. And he lost it. Vincent with the turnover. And now Jairus Walker with the turnover. Northern Kentucky get it right back. A golden opportunity. Warwick deep 3-pointer. Short. Rebound there by Juwan Roberts. Houston up by 9 with under 2 minutes to go. Northern Kentucky with 1 timeout left. Houston has 2. Nearly turned it over again. Tremont Mark, another short jumper. No need to take that shot, but he did. I am not sure why Tremont Mark took that shot. Here's Vincent deep 3-pointer. Tried to bank it in. No good. Another offensive rebound. Here is Xavier Rhodes. Short. Rebound by Houston. And Vincent has to foul. Under a minute and a half to go. Houston up by 9. 59-50. Looking good so far. It's incredible how many offensive rebounds that Northern Kentucky has got. How many chances they've got. I mean, they're shooting 5 out of 33 from downtown. Not great. And Houston with 17 turnovers in this game. Constantly giving it back. 17 offensive rebounds compared to 11 for the Northern Kentucky Norse. Out rebounding Houston on that category. Something Houston is really good at. But this one, Northern Kentucky's shown up. They've gotten chances, but they haven't connected. Luckily for Houston, good defense as well. Jamal Shed looking, gets it back out. Tremont Mark with the trap. And that is another foul, that time by Robinson. 1:06 to go in the game. Reality kind of starting to set in for Northern Kentucky here. Down by 9 with a minute to go. Emmanuel Sharp looking to inbound it. Risky inbound, but Jairus Walker comes up with it. Here's Tremont Mark. Back out, milking the clock. Under a minute to go. Jamal Shed. Shot clock down to 1. Walker tried to throw it down, but he is fouled. Jairus Walker getting at the line, trying to go for his 3rd dunk of the game. Jairus Walker's going to head to the line. What a game for him. He's going to be leading Houston in points today. 14 points for Jairus Walker. Hits that free throw. Houston up by 10 now. Without Marcus Sasser, Houston looking a bit gimpy to start the second half. Finds a way to get it done. Jairus Walker drills both free throws. He is a 68% free throw shooter, makes both of them. And Houston up by 11 now, the largest lead of the game, with 40 seconds to go. Here's Warwick. Warwick on the drive. Warwick lays it up. Too strong, one-handed jam there by Northern Kentucky. Down to 9. Brandon there with the throwdown. Timeout, Northern Kentucky. Nephew John Lucas, nice and nugget there by Jim Nance on the call. Yep, Houston has got this game. I think you can put a wrap on this one. Houston up by 9. With 39 seconds to go. Great game for the Cougars in the second half. Without Marcus Sasser, they find a way to get it done. Jarris Walker and Juwan Roberts leading the way for Houston. Jamal Shed with 13 points and 6 assists with some clutch buckets. And you have to go back to Emmanuel Sharp's 2 clutch 3-pointers back-to-back. That gave the momentum to Houston, and the Cougars didn't look back since that point onwards. Emmanuel Sharp, 2 out of 3 from downtown. That was a huge moment in this game. Some other scores. Tennessee beating Louisiana by 7. UCLA dominating UNCA. And PSU up by 19 versus Texas A&M, who has not looked great so far. Northern Kentucky Houston basketball up by 9 with 37 seconds to go in the game. I think Northern Kentucky plays better than a 16. That's what the broadcast was saying as well, but gotta give credit to them for making this one really tight. Just trying to break the traps open. Tremont Mark stays Houston ball, 31 seconds. Both teams shot great from the free throw line today. It was the 5 out of 33 for Northern Kentucky. Just couldn't hit the threes. And another big reason for Northern Kentucky was their star player, Warwick, who just couldn't get anything going. 9 points, 2 out of 18 from the floor, which is bad. They are reviewing that. Kelvin Sampson going over final stuff. Looks to be last touch by Northern Kentucky here, I'd say. Should stay Houston ball. It will stay Houston ball, 31 seconds to go. Guys, enjoyed this stream so far. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and be sure to follow me on social media at MG Sports Talk on Twitter and Instagram. I also interviewed Marcus Sasser, the All-American guard for the Cougars. Be sure to check that out as well if you haven't already. Emmanuel Sharp at the line, shooting 89% from the free throw line this year. Drills the first one. Houston back up by 10. Rough game most of the time for the Cougars. Just broke it open later on in this game. And Emmanuel Sharp gave them that thrust to pull away as he made both of those. Houston up by 11. Final seconds of this one. 3-pointer no good. Another missed 3-pointer. That is Houston ball. Last touch by Northern Kentucky there with 21 seconds to go. This was a tough game, something to give the Cougars a bit of tough time. It wasn't going to be easy. I do like that. Don't want things to be too easy as you head into the second round, where the Cougars are going to be facing the Auburn Tigers in the second round of this tournament. Number 1 seed in the tournament. It's going to be interesting to see how Marcus Sasser will look in that one. I would think he would give it a go. As we dribble out the final seconds here in the first round of the Midwest region. As a whole bunch of Cougars fans showed up for this one. First round in Birmingham. Big red scarlet support in the crowd as the final seconds tick away. And the Houston Cougars win their first round matchup against Northern Kentucky. Final score in Birmingham, 63-52. Houston over Northern Kentucky in the first round. Number 1 Houston beats number 16 Northern Kentucky, and they will advance to the second round and play number 9 Auburn Tigers. That's going to be a good game in the second round for Houston. Houston versus Auburn. Lock that in on Saturday, right back at Birmingham. You would need Marcus Sasser for that game. Auburn looked quite good today against Iowa. One step closer to going home for a Final Four in Houston. 5 more wins to go for the Cougars. Auburn versus Houston is going to be a good showdown on Saturday. Final score once again, 63-52. Houston on top. Leading scorer for the game is Jarris Walker for Houston, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 2 blocks. Jawan Roberts with 11 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Jamal Shed, 13 points, 6 assists. Emmanuel Sharp, 10 points off the bench. Marcus Sasser with only 5 points as he got re-injured. So it was a good win for the Cougars getting it done. But concern as Marcus Sasser re-injured, and just found out from head coach Kelvin Sampson that Jamal Shed looks to have an issue now with his injury. Not a good sign if you're Houston. Both your guards, those key guards for Houston, nursing injuries at this point. But they will look to face Auburn in the second round of the tournament. Houston, a couple of big 3-pointers in the second half, shot 49% from the field. Great ball movement for them, a couple of turnovers, but they're able to overcome it. Good defense as well, and Houston gets the win. So really for Houston, they need to get healthy, and as long as they're healthy, they should be good, and they can figure out the rest. But, that's all for this one. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next live stream. Go Cougs!